Hi guys, it's Ange here with Little Bubba's Boutique. So I said I was going to do a live video and just answer some of the questions that commonly get asked. Sorry about that. I'm going to just turn my notifications off. There, so then they're not binging in the background. And so, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Probably will make this really quick because it's almost time for me to start getting my little guy ready for bed. But yeah, I just wanted to answer some questions that we normally get. So one thing I get asked about a lot is if I make the clothes myself. And no, I don't. I wish I was talented enough to make the clothes, but unfortunately, I'm really not good with a sewing machine. So no, I don't make the clothes myself. I source out the clothes from other brands. We are starting to get more clothes that are handmade. But no, they're definitely not made by me. If you have any questions or anything while I'm chatting, or you're curious about any of the brands or anything, please feel free to ask also. So, another question I get asked is, where do our clothes actually come from? There is a lot of boutiques right now that get their clothes from third-party websites and resell them. There's nothing wrong with that. You can do whatever you want, but we personally choose not to buy our clothes through third-party sites like AliExpress or Wish or Alibaba or DHgate. There's a lot of boutiques that will buy off those sites and resell them. We do not. So our clothes come directly through the brands. I research them a lot. I ask a lot of questions to figure out, where their clothes are made. Do they visit their factories? What kind of materials they use? What does this brand do? Who's actually behind the brand? And I do a lot of chatting with them. So I actually get to know the owners and makers of the brand. And I develop a relationship with them. So our clothes come directly from the brands. Yeah, and where they make their clothes depends on the brand. Like Raspberry Republic is from Poland, Anarkit is from Australia, Whistle and Flue is Canadian. But I do check with them to make sure that if they don't make their clothes in Canada or the United States and they make their clothes in China or India, that they visit their factories, and that making them ethically is really important to them. I make sure that the brands we carry prioritize social responsibility, meaning that they actually care about their workers, they care about the people who are actually making their clothes, and that they get back to their communities. So that in a nutshell is where we get our clothes from. You will never ever ever see any of the brands we carry on any of those third-party sites. Most reputable brands you won't find on Wish or AliExpress or DHgate or Alibaba, I think it's called. Those sites, if you do see something similar to another brand, I hate to say it, but it's a knockoff. You'll never see a reputable brand on those sites. One of the reasons why I always list the brand in my descriptions is because I think it's important to know where your clothes are coming from and who's making them. And so you can also click on the brand name and it will take you to another page on my website that tells you everything you need to know about that brand. So you can tell where it's from, their creation story. You can also Google any of the brands that we carry and you'll go right to their website. So another question I get that's kind of in relation to that, usually when they ask if our clothes, where they come from, and we get into this conversation, most people ask, how do they know if the clothes they're buying come from one of those third-party sites? And there's usually like two ways that you can know for sure. The tag is in another language. But whatever brand is on there, you can Google it. And if it shows up on those sites, then you know that product probably was bought off those and resold, which again, like I'm not trying to knock boutiques that do that. That's however you choose to run your business is your business. But that's definitely not where our clothes come from. So yeah, and most of the clothes we carry are organic. It's also important to me that you know the clothes you're buying, what they're made from. And so also in our product descriptions, you will always see the material. So it'll tell you if it's organic, cotton, or just cotton. Most of the clothes are organic. I try to find specifically brands that carry that, but now that we're starting to get in some more brands that hand make them, most of those aren't organic, but they are handmade. So it's kind of a trade, because handmade is just as awesome as organic, I think. So yeah, so you'll always see that on our site. That's important to me. It's always been important to me since starting the boutique to be transparent in where our clothes come from, who they're coming from, and what the material is. I think that's really important, especially because you're spending your hard-earned money on clothes for your kids. You want to know what you're getting and who you're essentially supporting. Yeah, you're supporting me and my small business, but who are you actually supporting that's making the clothes, right? Is it some factory in the middle of nowhere with poor working conditions that's knocking off somebody else's hard designs? Or are you supporting another small business who's built it right from the ground, who's another mom who, has worked all night long to design these clothes? I think it's important to know. So that's why we're very transparent with this all. Hi, Jody. And yeah, so I guess that in a nutshell is all I really wanted to say. I get asked those questions a lot. Some of the brands we carry are not very known because they're either not a lot of retailers in Canada, or we're the first ones in Canada to carry them. So some of them aren't very well known, but I kind of like bringing the newer brands here. And what else was I going to say? Something else. I can't remember what it was though. Yeah, that's basically it. That's everything you kind of need to know about what we carry and why we carry the brands that we do. Also, something else. The price point is a little bit higher, but that also comes with, it's not because my markups are massive, they're not, but if a company is making them in factories that are ethical, they're definitely paying a little bit more for their products to be made. Organic materials cost more. If it's a small company itself, they're not mass produced, and the products aren't directly coming from China, like a major factory in China. So yeah, you're going to be paying a little bit more, but you definitely, the value is there for sure in what you're getting. We try to find brands and products that are very good quality, that you can wash and wash and wash and wash, and pass down to another sibling or to cousins. That's part of the whole sustainability as well. A lot of the brands that we carry, it's important to them that their clothes aren't ending up in the landfill and that they're not being just worn once and thrown away. They want their clothes to last a long time because that's part of sustainability and their social responsibility. So they definitely want to make good quality clothing as well. And they're not just like your good clothes. They're clothes that you can go out and get messy and your kids can play in and they can crawl around in, and they're not going to get holes or worn out or anything like that. So yeah, I guess I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to tell you about, but I think that is in a nutshell kind of what we do as far as finding products go. I do want to say that I do put a lot of my own heart and soul into finding good brands. It's so much more to me than just seeing something that's cute and thinking, oh, it'll sell well and it's cheap, we'll stock it. It's a lot of research and a lot of communicating with the brand and getting to know the brand themselves. And really, I just kind of fall in love with them. With that brand Anarkid in Australia, I consider us friends. Like, we will chat on Instagram. I know Dom through that. We FaceTimed. She knows about my kids. I know all about her family. And I'm just quite fond of them. Same with this brand Interim Alley. We chat on Instagram all the time, and I just absolutely adore the people behind the brand. And so that for those two brands especially, those are the main reasons why we carry them, and we'll probably carry them forever. I just find them absolutely delightful. Yeah, I guess that's it. I don't know, I keep saying that and yet I keep talking. So if I don't get off here, I'll probably just keep babbling. It's time to probably put my little guy in the tub. But if you have any questions about any of the products, any of the brands, anything about the boutique at all, please just ask. You can always PM me. You can always send us a message through the site or anything at all. Like I said, we're super transparent. That's really, really important to me. So you can ask whatever you want. Anyways, I hope you guys are having an awesome Sunday. It's super gloomy here. So hopefully tomorrow gets a little bit more sunny and that makes your Monday a little easier. Bye for now.